Ever wondered how many times the USS Voyager faced destruction in Star Trek? Join us as we count down the top 5 moments of peril in the Delta Quadrant. Will your favorite scene make the list? Number 5. Oblivion. Since the first Star Trek premiered on television in the late 1960s, numerous starships have appeared throughout the franchise's long history. From the groundbreaking USS Defiant to the heavily armored USS Titan, a diverse range of ships have all been featured on the screen. The USS Voyager was featured throughout the aptly called Voyager series, which premiered shortly after the end of the Next Generation. Many fans, however, believe the show lacked substance, particularly when compared to the darker Deep Space Nine, which aired around the same time. Everything about the Voyager starship was beautiful, and so was its destruction. It was a beautifully designed, slick-looking vessel. The ship saw the crew through several engagements and helped them barely return to the Alpha Quadrant, earning a place in the Starfleet Hall of Fame. So how did the makers manage to magnificently destroy the Voyager? It's safe to say that Star Trek Voyager Season 5 episode, Course Oblivion, is one of the darkest and saddest Star Trek episodes. It features the death of the entire USS Voyager crew. The episode begins with the wedding of Lieutenant B'Elanna Torres and Lieutenant Tom Paris, but their pleasure is fleeting. Many of Voyager's systems soon fail, and crew members begin to die, leading to the realization that this Voyager and its crew are identical to the originals. Course Oblivion was possibly the most peculiar destruction of the USS Voyager, as it involved a duplicated ship and crew. Acting as a sequel to the Season 5 episode Demon, Course Oblivion first misled the viewer into believing that the plot was about what was going on the real Voyager. This illusion was destroyed as the crew began to suffer from an unknown, incurable illness, resulting in the deaths of several key characters, notably B'Elanna Torres, played by Roxanne Dawson. Once the crew discovered that they were biomimetic replicas of Voyager's original crew, it was a race against time to reach the original Voyager and plead for assistance, which the duplicated crew did not win. Wait, but how many times did this destruction happen? Star Trek Voyager flagship, the USS Voyager, was destroyed 5 times on screen. However, some sequences were better than others. Although Voyager was never completely wrecked, unlike the USS Enterprise or Enterprise D from Star Trek the original series and Star Trek The Next Generation, it did sustain significant damage during the course of the show's 7 seasons. Voyager had a more difficult time mending this damage due to its distance from the Federation, but it nevertheless made it home in one piece. However, this does not imply that the Voyager was never destroyed on screen. Several times, a version of the ship was blown up or destroyed beyond repair, frequently killing Voyager's cast of characters. Although watching beloved characters slowly disappear was distressing, the last shot of the devastated Voyager lacked the dramatic impact of previous instances of the ship's demise. This makes Course Oblivion is a terrible and unforgettable episode, although in terms of Voyager's final annihilation, these destructions of the Voyager usually occurred on a duplicate version of Voyager or in a parallel reality that was later wiped, and these portrayals were all dramatic and made for an engaging story element to add to an episode. There are stronger examples which we will show you. Let's check out the many times the Voyager was destroyed. Next up, number 4, Timeless. As Voyager's 100th episode, Timeless had an action-packed plot from the beginning to end. It was one of the first few times that Voyager was not blown up, with the ship falling on an ice planet, killing practically the entire crew and freezing in a glacier. Harry Kim, played by Garrett Wang, and Chakotay, played by Robert Beltran, were eventually able to avert calamity by using time travel. Watching the Voyager's crash landing in Timeless was undoubtedly shocking. However, the program heavily predicted the crash scene, thus it wasn't as surprising as past destruction. Furthermore, given the show's concept, it was unavoidable that the disaster would be reversed by Harry and Chakotay's activities before the end of the episode, lowering the stakes and determining whether Voyager and her crew would be saved or not. Timeless is another classic Voyager episode with a spectacular devastation sequence. However, the drama is diminished by some variables. Number 3. Relativity. Although Relativity was not as popular as other episodes, the plot did include a fairly spectacular destruction of the ship due to sabotage. The episode followed 7 of 9 as she traveled back and forth through Voyager's past, trying to find the time-traveling saboteur who had put a bomb aboard the ship with mixed success. In this episode, someone made a comeback. Relativity also saw the return of Captain Braxton, played by Bruce McGill, a recurring character first introduced in the Season 4 two-parter Future's End, who turned out to be the culprit. Relativity is notable in Star Trek Voyager as Captain Janeway deals with time travel issues with the Temporal Integrity Commission. This episode is full of suspense and surprises that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. It provides a new perspective on the time travel notion inside the Star Trek world, with brilliant writing and intriguing acting. Furthermore, Relativity introduces the character of 7 of 9, played by Jerry Ryan, who plays an important role in the series. Similar to Timeless, the drama of Voyager's destruction in Relativity was largely eased by the knowledge that the timeline would be reset. However, the suddenness of the explosion was unexpected and added to the urgency of the episode's premise. Given that this was one of the rare occasions Voyager was destroyed by an explosion, Relativity delivered a better, more dramatic destruction scene than Course Oblivion or Timeless. Number 2. Deadlock. Deadlock marked the first time Voyager was destroyed on television, and while the destruction was predictable, several narrative elements worked together to make the entire scene well executed. One among these features was the episode's ambiguity concerning whether the self-destructing version of Voyager was the original or not. After being divided into 2 identical copies due to a quantum singularity, the sole difference between the 2 Voyagers was that one of them had suffered significant damage as a result of the event, but there was no way of knowing which one had arrived first. In this episode, Voyager was split into 2 exact duplicates due to something known as a quantum singularity. Now here's the twist. One of the Voyagers was severely damaged during the separation, and there was no way to tell which one was the original. They were identical in every manner except for the damage. This produced a lot of tension and mystery because no one knew for certain which Voyager was the actual one. It brought an extra dimension of suspense to the episode, keeping fans guessing until the finish. Deadlock also delivered an emotional punch with the apparent deaths of Harry Kim and the newborn Naomi Wildman, who were only resurrected after the damaged Voyager sent them over before executing their self-destruct sequence to stop the Vidians. The scene in which the Vidians arrive on the bridge and realize that they are about to self-destruct was incredibly dramatic, and it reminded me of a similar situation with the Klingons in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Overall, Deadlock featured one of the best Voyager demolition scenes. Now lastly, we have the best episode that portrayed the Voyager's destruction. Number 1. Year of Hell. Year of Hell has always been regarded as Voyager's best episode, and the episode's destruction of the ship reflects this. Year of Hell incorporated several characteristics that made for outstanding Star Trek episodes, including a 2-parter that explored the use of time travel in a novel way. It also left a lot of questions concerning Voyager and the crew's final fate after they were subjected to a terrible year-long attack by Anoraks, played by Kurtwood Smith. of the Krenim Imperium. This episode features everything Star Trek fans love: time travel, violent action, and a fascinating storyline that left viewers on the edge of their seats. But do you know which was the most memorable aspect of Year of Hell? It was its unusual approach to time travel, which was spread throughout 2 parts of the plot. The episode raised numerous worries about Voyager's fate and the crew's survivability after such a traumatic ordeal. It captivated fans from beginning to end, earning it a reputation as one of the series' best moments. Captain Janeway's eventual decision to utilize Voyager as the last weapon at her disposal and ram it into the Anorax's ship, blowing them both up, was unquestionably the dramatic pinnacle of Year of Hell, and possibly the entire series. As a tale foreshadowed a season earlier, Year of Hell more than lived up to its premise, with the ship's explosion clinching the episode's startling finale. Star Trek Voyager featured some very dramatic destructions of the USS Voyager, but none were as unforgettable as Year of Hell. So did your favorite scene make it to the list, or did we miss out? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time.